What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another video where today we're going to be doing my predictions ahead of the 2025-26 Premier League season. So, before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Don't forget social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's video and do let me know your predictions as well in the comments below. So, obviously these are my thoughts heading into the start of the season. I always find it quite difficult to predict any league whilst the transfer window is still open, because team squads are going to look very different now to what they're going to look by the time transfer deadline day has come and gone on September 1st. So plenty of things can change. My predictions can change, and obviously we're not able to make an educated guess because we've not had a good chance to see how teams are performing when it comes to competitive game action. So it's all about just kind of assessing the squad, assessing the form heading into the season, and then making my predictions loosely based on that and what I think is going to happen. So for any fans of any club tuning in, if you're not happy with my predictions, then you just have to deal with it, I'm afraid. But yeah, do let me know your predictions, guys, in the comments below. I'm very interested to see who you guys think are going to win the Premier League, and also who you think is going to get relegated. So we're going to work this from bottom to top. So we're going to start off with my prediction in 20th place, and going off the business so far for me, I'm going to go with newly promoted Burnley to finish bottom. I do think it's going to be a little much tighter actually at the bottom of the Premier League, so I'm not suggesting that Burnley are going to be the team that gets rolled over week on week. I think they're going to put up a good fight, but I do think they're going to get relegated, and they're the team I think that have got the weakest squad right now, so I'm putting them bottom of the league in 20th place, which, let's face it, that's where nobody wants their team to be finishing. In 19th place, again, continuing that theme of newly promoted, Leeds United I think have done a good bit of business, but I just don't think they're as strong as the other Premier League teams, so I'm going with them to finish in 19th place and to be relegated, and continuing with my theme of newly promoted teams, and once more continuing our tradition that we've had over the last few seasons where newly promoted teams come to the Premier League, they're adapting, they're going from being able to dictate the pace of games, dictate teams, and basically be the big boys of a division, to all of a sudden going up against a whole different level and a whole different kettle of fish. And for me, so much adapting that's needed to be done in the Premier League, and whilst I've been very impressed with the business that Sunderland have done, again for the same reasons I've given for Leeds and Burnley with that adaptations, I just don't think they're going to be as strong as the other Premier League teams around them. So I'm going with the three newly promoted teams to be relegated once more, and I do think it's a little bit of a concern that does need addressing by both the English Football League and the Premier League to try and help this gulfing difference, because at the moment, with the amount of money that's involved in the Premier League, there is, in my opinion, a big gulfing difference between the teams that sit at the top of the Championship and the teams that sit in the Premier League, who are established Premier League teams. Now, moving on to 17th place, just staying up and going with Brentford to have a bit of a fall-off heading into this season. Losing their manager, losing some of their players as well. I'm getting a sense that Brentford are going to have a season where they're going to have a big learning curve for themselves. And because of that, I think they're going to drop down the league. I don't think they're going to get relegated. I do think it might be quite close, but I think Brentford are going to have just enough to be able to stay in the Premier League. So they're my team in 17th place. In 16th place, I've gone with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Again, don't think they're going to get relegated. I think it might be quite close, but again, I think they've got too much quality to be relegated. So they're my team finishing in 16th place. And then for me, I'm looking at everybody else, and I've decided to go with West Ham in 15th place, just because I don't think they're as strong as the teams above them. In 14th place, I've gone with Nottingham Forest, and again, method to my madness here, they're going to be competing in Europe, and because they're going to do that, it's a learning curve for them. They're going to be playing every, for every 3 to 4 days. You need squad depth, injuries, fatigue starts to hit. It can be very physically demanding, and because of that, I think there's going to be the need for more priority for Nottingham Forest, and ultimately it's going to affect performance in the Premier League. So I'm going for them to slip down the table and finish in 14th place. In 13th place, I think comfortably finishing above relegation is going to be Everton. Obviously moving into the new stadium, we don't know how they're going to adapt to that new stadium, whether they're really going to go in and just end up making it into a fortress, or whether it's going to take a bit of time for them to adjust to life away from Goodison Park. So I don't know how that's going to play out. I do think the squad's too strong to go down, so I'm going for them in 13th place, and also I think got a cracking manager in David Moyes. 12th place, I'm going with Manchester United. Some improvement for them from their 15th place finish last season. I've just not been that impressed with the business that they're doing, but that could change by the time it hits transfer deadline day. So I said it makes it quite difficult for me to predict. United have a strong finish to the window, and United could end up forcing their way up the league, but as it is right now, I have them in the bottom half. 12th place. In 11th place, I'm going with AFC Bournemouth. A bit of curveball because I found them quite difficult to predict. So I'm going with them in 11th place. We'll see. They could end up slipping further down the table. They could end up finishing higher. So just missing out on a top half finish. 11th place, AFC Bournemouth. In 10th place, I've gone with Crystal Palace again. Same with what I said about Nottingham Forest. Obviously, they're going to be competing in Europe. It's difficult to be able to make them adjustments when you're playing every 3 to 4 days. Because of that, it's going to have a bit of an impact on how they perform in the Premier League. So priorities and squad management is going to be a potential issue for them. So I'm going for them to finish in 10th place, which is kind of a similar position to where they finished last season. So yeah, Crystal Palace top half finish for them, 10th place. In 9th place, I've gone with Fulham. I think Fulham are going to miss out on a European spot, but I think they're going to have a pretty good season for me. So I've got them in 9th place. In 8th place, I ummed and ahed about this between Brighton and Tottenham Hotspur. I've gone with Tottenham Hotspur for this one, and I'm waiting on seeing what business they get done between now and the end of the summer transfer window, because obviously they're going to be missing James Maddison now due to his ACL injury for a large chunk of the season, maybe even the whole season, depending on how his recovery goes. And I think that's a bit of a blow for Tottenham Hotspur, and they've now got to adjust to life in the Champions League as well. So again, priorities for them. So I'm going with them to finish in 8th place, and Brighton to just finish above them in 7th place. In 6th place, I've gone with Newcastle United. Again, playing in the Champions League and finding their right balance. I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle for Newcastle at times. Not had a great window, so I don't think they're going to finish in a Champions League spot for the upcoming season. So I'm going for them to finish in 6th. In 5th place, I've gone with Aston Villa. We'll see if the top 5 spot remains a Champions League spot for the Premier League heading into the season after, and whether this is a Champions League spot or not for Aston Villa, but I'm going for them to finish in 5th place. In 4th place, and I think this is where things start getting tight for me, I'm going with Chelsea, and I'm going with Manchester City in 3rd place to just finish ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea, I think, have done some good bits of business in this window. I think they're heading in the right direction. Obviously, winning the Club World Cup, they've got tremendous confidence heading into the season. I don't think they're good enough to win the Premier League for or challenge for the Premier League in the next 12 months. So I'm going for them in 4th spot. I'm going for Manchester City to finish ahead of them. I'm going with City to get off to a pretty solid, strong start, and then City just start to, over the season, start to peter off a little bit. I think City have done a good bit of business in this transfer window, but I just don't think they've been as strong as what Liverpool have been in this transfer window. So I can see Liverpool wants to get going from strength to strength, and I think they're going to finish in 1st place for me. So it's about picking about if Liverpool are going to be my champions, about who's going to finish where. I'm going with Arsenal to have another strong season, but again, fall off and not ultimately challenge Liverpool. And I'm going with Liverpool eventually to end up runaway leaders, and I think Arsenal will end up solidifying themselves in 2nd place, and Manchester City securing another Champions League spot and finishing in 3rd place. Now, me being a City fan, I'd love to say that I think City are going to win the Premier League. It's just I think Liverpool's business that they've done in this window, obviously Premier League champions, runaway champions from last season, they've added even more quality into their team as well. well. Some fantastic bits of business. Florian Wirtz, obviously Jeremy Frimpong, just to name a couple of players that they've brought in. So I think Liverpool are going to be too strong in the Premier League for this season, and I'm going for them to be champions ultimately. And I think Manchester City still needing to try and focus on their transition. Obviously, it'll do City the world of good to work their way through the conclusions of the 115 or 130 charges, however many it is, and we'll see what life looks like for the next 12 months for City, and obviously heading into further transition for City before City ultimately, for me, are able to then start competing for the biggest and best trophies, which I think City are just short of right now. And the fact that they've not addressed the right back position, and obviously still got a couple of the older players and struggling to move some players on here and there, tells me that they're not quite there for me. And I'd love to say City are being first, but I'm trying to be realistic here rather than overly optimistic or too optimistic and getting into or dipping into what I think might be unrealistic. So I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible. I can see City getting a Champions League spot. I just can't see City winning the Premier League in the next 12 months unless they have an incredible end to this transfer window. Turn to my predictions for the League Cup. I'm going with Chelsea to be the League Cup winners for the season. I am going for City to get a bit of success. I'm going for them to be my FA Cup champions and going one step further than what they went last season, losing in the final at Wembley to Crystal Palace. In terms of the Conference League, I'm going for Fiorentina to be my Europa Conference League winners. I reckon they're going to beat Crystal Palace in the final in Leipzig. In the Europa League, I'm going for AS Roma to be the champions. I'm going for them to beat Aston Villa in Istanbul to be the Europa League winners. And finally, the Champions League, I'm going with back-to-back in the Premier League with Liverpool, and I'm going for PSG to be back-to-back champions as well. I'm going for PSG to beat Liverpool in the final in Budapest. I do think, though, in terms of Manchester City, as I said, a Champions League spot, winning a major trophy. I think City are going to make some progress in the Champions League as well. I think City will end up getting, I hope, to the last 16 and beyond, and it'd be good to get to the latter stages, just to give us a bit of confidence to say, actually, you know, we've had a pretty poor season last season. We're starting to make some progress. We're going from strength to strength, and give it a bit more time, and you know, more additions and more transition, and ultimately City will be back to where they want to be, which is what I'm hoping will be the case. And it's going to take a bit of time. It's going to take longer than 12 months. I think you're looking at 2 or 3 seasons here before Manchester City will be where they want to be. But yeah, they're my thoughts. Would love to know your thoughts of that, guys, in the comments below. Do let me know your predictions, including who you think is going to get relegated from the Premier League, who you think is going to be the champions. Let me know about the major trophy winners as well. Do let me know all that in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. We are aiming for, let's go for, what, 200 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Got plenty more football and plenty more Manchester City videos to come for you guys to enjoy. So do subscribe if you haven't already. It does help to support the content created here on my channel. So any help towards that would be brilliant. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next one. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.